and welcome back to another speed build video. My name's Jess, and today I'm building in Willow Creek on a 20 by 15 lot, and today's build is a small family home that is definitely a little extra funky with the colors I choose to use, and you'll see that in just a little bit. I'm really happy with how it turned out though. I think it's really cute and something just a little bit different. But this build is definitely super special to me because this is the first build I'm doing after being accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. So if you don't know, YouTube has a program in which they pay creators for the content they make, and I've been working towards trying to get into it for the past year and like a month or two, and I just never thought it would happen. It seemed impossible. The watch time requirement seemed totally unattainable for me. I didn't think it would happen, but actually I woke up the morning of my birthday and saw that I had surpassed the watch time requirement. So kind of crazy, but yeah, I found out on my birthday that I had made YouTube Partner, though you have to go through a whole process, but it doesn't totally matter. I'm still gonna say I found out on my birthday that I was a YouTube Partner, but I did have to wait a couple more days for different things to go through and for my channel to be reviewed, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much the best birthday present I've ever gotten. It was very cool to wake up to. I will say I woke up at 4 that morning and I just had to check because I thought there was a chance, and I definitely didn't fall back asleep after that. So yeah, didn't get too much sleep on my birthday, but so worth it. Wow, it's just, yeah, so exciting. So thank you to everyone who spent any amount of time watching my videos, taking the time to comment on them. It just means so much to me. I really never thought I'd be able to get here. And I don't know, I don't think I have the words to be able to describe my level of gratitude to every person who has watched, commented, shared, liked, whatever, all of that stuff on my videos. I just still can't believe people have watched one of my videos, let alone multiple of them. And there's been people who have been watching for, you know, since I first started on YouTube. So yeah, you've seen the whole journey, and I am now a YouTube partner, which is just so crazy. So all that being said, I wish I had all the proper words to say thank you, but thank you so much for your support. And for anyone watching this, supporting small creators on YouTube, it just means so much because it's really not, we couldn't do it without the people who are like, oh, I'll watch this random video that just was recommended to me. So yeah, it's just super cool. And like, I've had people in the past say like, oh, I just found your channel, and they left just a quick comment saying that, and that is so cool to know. So thank you to anyone who's ever done that or found my channel that way, of just getting recommended here and actually watching one of my videos. So cool. So anyways, all that being said, I don't have all the proper words, but thank you so much. But you could see we've really gotten the outside together. So I went with this siding on the front in all the different color swatches to represent the whole rainbow, and I really love how it came together. So what I did was I actually used a fence piece from Base Game Live Edit, and I put that in between each of the sidings because I just thought they didn't look, something looked a little off with them not having any separation. So I thought that base game fence piece was the perfect little separation to make it look like each piece of siding was a panel. And I think it looks so much better that way. And I also used the new siding from Growing Together to kind of work as a faux garage door. And I love how that came together. It's such a good effect. And usually it's kind of difficult to make something look like a garage in The Sims. But with that, I think it's perfect, and I will definitely be using that on more and more builds in the future. But right there you could see I used a rug from, I believe it's Toddler's Stuff, and it had a little bit of a rainbow pattern on it. So what I did was I used the tool mod to turn it to 90 degrees, and I kind of put it in between the window pane. So it kind of looks like stained glass. I thought it gave that effect of stained glass, and I just love how that came together. When I thought of doing that, that is when I was actually doing this house initially based on like a prompt from my partner, because I just wasn't sure what to build. And he said to try and make a build based on a like jokester personality. And so I started doing that. But once I came up with that little thing for the stained glass on the upper story, I just was like, I have to do this as like a real build. I was just doing this for fun, not for YouTube. But I was like, I need to make this a full-fledged house. And so this is what I came up with. So we finished all the landscaping, the exterior, and now we're just on to the patio space. And for this space, I just wanted it to be a really comfortable kind of area where Sims could just sit and eat, and of course have a little barbecue. And I really wanted the primary colors to be represented out here, so I used the red and the yellow and the blue with the table, and then those benches from Eco Lifestyle. And they're from Eco Lifestyle Debug, if you are wondering. And I just love how this patio space came together. I think it has the perfect little bit of pop of color, and really, really looks nice. So I did, of course, have to add on some windows, and because this is a rainbow house, you have to have the pride flag out, of course. So I wanted to be sure to add that onto this build. And now we're just moving on to the interiors. So for the interior, I just kept it pretty simple for the flooring and the walls, because I really wanted the colors to stand out in the rooms. So I just used the herringbone flooring from Base Game, which if you've been watching my builds recently, you'll definitely have seen me use this quite a bit. It's definitely my favorite right now, and I keep coming back to it for every build. And then just using some white wallpaper on just about all of the builds, on all of the walls, sorry. But I will be changing that out just a little bit here and there for some of the rooms. But here we're starting in on the kitchen, and just like the patio space, I wanted to use the red, yellow, and blue color swatch combination. And so that's what I went for in the little bit of the kitchen. And I, of course, used Dream Home decorators, cabinets, and countertops. And I really love that combination. So for this house, I think the exterior looks like it could be a little bit older, but it's been updated. So I wanted to carry that through to the inside, where maybe you could see some pieces of the old charm of the interiors, but it's all been updated and modernized. So that's what I was going for on the interior. And of course, if you can't tell, definitely going for lots of color here on the interiors. So in each room, I wanted to make sure I represented each color of the rainbow. So you'll see how that comes through. So right now we have a good red, blue, yellow, and green. So I wanted to add in a few more colors, and you'll see how I do that kind of in the dining room area. So one thing is I love this rug from Pastel Pop Kit, just because it brings in a lot of different colors. I would have loved if it was even more rainbow, but it still worked really well for the purposes of this build and for this particular dining room. And I really, really love just the addition to the space. And this object is from high school years, and I don't know if you'd just call it like a storage cabinet, something like that, but I just discovered it in a build I did for werewolves the other day, and I definitely will be using it more often, but I think it was just a perfect addition to that little corner that just needed a little bit of something. So now, because we have these gorgeous windows here, a nice window space, I wanted to add in a lot of plants to this corner. So I'm using this new console table from Growing Together and just adding in a few plants on there and then some plants around it, which one of them being the new object from Growing Together with the 4 different plants, which, you know, I do wish they were separated, but it does look really nice in that space. So works for me there. But here we're moving on to the living room, and in the living room, it looks like I accidentally cut out some of placing the couch, but I went ahead and placed down the new coffee table, some rocking chairs, and that yellow couch from Get Famous, and I really love the orange and the blue and the yellow all together in that room. You'll definitely see more of that room in the final shots, so it looks like I skipped a little bit of it, so you can see it at the end of the video a little bit more in depth. So here I of course had to use the shelves from Pastel Pop. They're just too perfect with this build. So I added that into the little nook that was left over in the little stair space. And then just adding in a few entryway items to make it feel a little bit more lived in. And of course wanted to add in some items to the bathroom upstairs. And this is the yellow bathroom. Downstairs will be the blue bathroom. And I love this new tile that we got from Growing Together. It's so, so beautiful. I will not be able to stop using it for bathrooms, so I apologize in advance because you will be seeing a lot of it if you watch my builds. But I really love how that little bathroom came together. And I think we're gonna actually start in the bathroom downstairs as well. So I kept it pretty similar to the upstairs. Oh, but you'll see I have to add in some entryway details. So I went ahead and used some paintings from Base Game to put on the wall, and I just wanted to add in anything that added in a lot of color and personality. So those two pictures are so perfect for that. And yeah, just quickly doing the bathroom. Like I said, this is the blue bathroom. And again, I did my best to represent multiple colors in every room. The bathroom was the only place where I couldn't get every color of the rainbow represented, but I still really like how things ended up, so not too mad about it. But now we're moving on to the garage area, and I'm so happy I have that space in this build because I love having garage spaces, because it just means for whatever your gameplay is, whatever family you have a space where you can totally change it up and add in your own skill building items or activities that you want your family to do. But in this case, I kind of saw the people who live here to be very creative Sims. And also, I kind of thought there'd be a comedian who lived here. So I added in the microphone and a little painting corner, and then just a couch with a radio so your Sims could dance or just listen to music, chill in this room. And then here's our little painting nook area. And I just really love having that little bit of space there for painting, but this room is so big that you could fit in so much. It did take me a minute to pick out a rug for this space, but I ended up just going with a classic white fur rug, and I think it looks really, really nice. And hopefully you can see yourself and your Sims using this space and changing it up as needed. But the last thing I did was just add in a few more of these drawings from Base Game to just make it look a little lived in. And then I wanted to change the siding to the new siding we got with Growing Together, just so there'd be a little bit of difference in textures in that room. Just because I thought it needed a little bit of breaking up. So here we are in the parents' bedroom, and for the parents' bedroom I went with kind of more of a blue and yellow feel, but again I did try to represent every color in this build, so we have a little bit of purple, green, and orange coming through with the books, or I guess it's more of a red. I actually can't tell if that's red or orange, so let me know down below what your opinions are. Yeah, I can't tell. But I had to be sure to use this rug we got from high school years because it's one of the few fully rainbow rugs we have, even though it's a little more pastel than what I was going for. Had to use it in this build. Think it ended up looking really, really nice. So I'm just happy with this little combination, how it all came together. And I'm so happy I used this piece from City Living. I always forget about that canvas, and it is so nice and worked perfectly with the build and bringing in the colors I was trying to bring in. I'm so happy with it. So here you can see we're working on the nursery, the infant's bedroom, and I went ahead with this like pink and green theme, of course, using the wallpaper from Pastel Pop. I really think it came together nicely. And here you can see I'm kind of getting the nursery together and all the different layout figured out. And I really love how this came together, and all the colors I think flowed really nicely. And I did want to make sure I put in a newborn crib as well, so you could easily have space for a newborn right away in this house if that is how you're playing your game, or of course you could just move in right away with an infant. But yeah, I really, really love how this build came together. I think it really looks so nice, and this ended up being my favorite room, which generally kids' rooms are not my favorite to build, so that just means I had a little extra fun with this one. And here you can see we're just setting up a little bit of a shelf with some clutter, but that actually means we're coming close to the end of the video. So again, I have to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting my little channel here on YouTube. It really means the world to me. But with that being said, I hope you have a great week, a day, rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.